Duck is confronted outside of the Dolce & Gabbana store by around 4 masked individuals who hop out of the car, opening fire. Duck pulls a gun and tries to return fire, but it jams.
Damn.
Falling to the ground.
This Mula, he crazy. He got all type of button out this player.
Bro, oh my mama, they on the block, Scud. They on the motherfucking block, Scud.
What up, Mula? Gang, it's your boy Mac Mula, aka Mr. Mula Mac. This is some untold, newly revealed information, I guess, about FBG Duck's murder. Man, I'm from the great. Rest in peace to FBG Duck. Y'all know how that shit go, man. Push the peace. Let's start there.
The morning of the 4th of August 2020, the members from O Block are chilling on their block, openly selling weed or Tuka and Zaza.
No, the crazy part is I was downtown. That's the actually insane part. I was not too far from when it happened, gang. On God. I can tell you why. Because I was broke at that time. I was broken out. Me and my homie was doing DoorDash and Uber Eats, like, all the time downtown, you feel me? So it was one of them days. I'm out there, like, you know what I'm saying? This is my trap. I'm making $10 a delivery. This shit take 10 minutes. I might make 2, you know what I'm saying? This was my trap at the time. So we doing Uber Eats, and I was like probably 4 blocks away when I seen this shit on Twitter. I'm damn.
Or as they call it, and discussing their operation to a camera recording live.
This is my dog on King David.
on King David.
Hold on, man, I got Zaza. King David, nigga.
Hold on,
big
man,
bag
I got
of that shit, man. Big grocery bag of that shit. You got in your bag, bitch. That man, you know that man. What you got over here, folks, on King David?
Everybody got Zaza, nigga. And I feel a big way. I cousin the big.
No, everybody got
nigga. Really, doink, nigga.
No, that's all we do. We smoke. Big point, nigga. On big end.
Yeah, motherfucker, I got.
That's my son on King David right there on big. That's my son on 4 now.
How much money y'all made today?
Another 100K nigga just walked.
I just came outside like 30 minutes ago. Noise that virgin. I swear to God.
I remember that. 25.
I did not miss the hood.
1200. I still got 2 million friends.
We got that shit on us, boy.
It's clear that the guys from O Block had absolutely no worries about committing crimes on camera.
Oh, this was the same day he died? They was on live like that?
And later that day, we would see just how far they were willing to take this truly reckless attitude. 4 a.m. that same morning, FBG Duck wakes up in a bad mood, making a Facebook status suggesting that he was angry about the murder of his brother Brick, hoping that he bumps into the killer. Little did he know he would do just that very same day. Because on the afternoon of August the 4th, 2020...
No, this happened the same day? I didn't know this!
1 month after the release of FBG Duck's incredibly disrespectful song, Dead Bitches, Duck goes shopping in the Gold Coast, a place that's been described as the Rodeo Drive of Chicago, a luxury, high-end shopping district and a high-profile tourist area. And it was here that FBG Duck
that's like the Rodeo Drive of Chicago. I don't know if this Oak Street. I just think this might be, yeah, I think this is Oak Street. But Oak Street, like what Hermes at, you know, Barney's used to be right there. Goddamn it. I think it's a Richard Mille store on that street.
High-end shopping district and a high-profile tourist area. And it was here that FBG Duck must have been located by his enemies.
I ain't gonna lie, they had to lock their ass
end up here 30 minutes away from O Block, arriving directly outside where Duck is shopping. At about 4:37 p.m., Duck is confronted outside of the Dolce & Gabbana store by around 4 masked individuals who hop out of the car, opening fire. Duck pulls a gun and tries to return fire, but it jams, falling to the ground along with Duck.
Not okay. Listen, I have a mentorship called the Mula Membership where I'm going to teach you how to get rich with business, YouTube, crypto, stocks, financial literacy, credit, every single way. Now, I became a millionaire by the time I was 23 years old. I'm going to teach you step by step for only $50. Click the first link in the description right now and get added to my group chat where I'm going to give you one-on-one help to make sure you get rich in 2024. Click it right now. Stop tweaking because we got very, very, very limited spots and I don't want you to miss this bag. Like, when you think about it, it's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, boy. That's insane, actually, when you really think about it, gang. Like, imagine in that situation, folks. Like, this shit getting chills to my body because I done been in situations when I, like, then, you know, bullets kind of going, like, close by me type shit, you know? And, like, I ain't gonna say a lot, but type shit like, gang, can you imagine if it get like on that, like shorty close, like they right there and you had to up your pipe and you gotta blow right here. It's this your life, shorty. It's life or death. And you go to blow and that motherfucker click. motherfucker gonna blow. You steady pulling, that motherfucker not going. Dang. Imagine how scared you get in that moment, and you just start getting hit up, and you damn near know it so.
Himself as bullet
crazy,
after bullet is fired into his body. Duck is shot numerous times, with some outlets even reporting that he could have been shot as many as 38 times. And he's left to die there by the shooters, who immediately flee the scene in their cars. A man and a woman that were standing with Duck at the time of the shooting are both injured but luckily survive. At this point, scared and confused members of the public begin to crowd around Duck's body, with some even videotaping the aftermath of this terrible crime. Eventually, a 12-minute video is uploaded in its entirety, depicting the aftermath of that incident, where Duck lays there on the ground for an extended period of time fighting for his life. This video is far too shocking to show you on YouTube, but once again, it really drives home just how much destruction these killers were so willing to inflict on the streets that they live in and upon the fellow citizens who live there alongside them. Duck's mother would later claim that...
Can y'all imagine, I don't know if this shit has happened before, but can y'all imagine in LA, like, or New York, niggas from the hood pull up to Times Square, see they op wetted up with 38 shots and pull off like it's GTA. This shit don't happen, gang. That's crazy. I don't know why they would do that.
Ambulances getting
why
through,
wouldn't you wait till he get to the hood?
I'm
not even trying to, like, you know, I ain't trying to give advice on how to end somebody's life type shit. You hear me? But like, it's just dumb. Like, they had to get you, boy.
Attention in the adequate time frame.
They even blocked the ambulance off from getting to him. See, that's what they don't want the world to know. But I'm gonna tell it, and I'm gonna get justice for my son.
After Duck's killing, this brazen, broad daylight shooting made international news, with reporters comparing the killing to the slaying of Chicago mob bosses back in the 30s.
On August 4th, 2020, it looked like an old-time outfit attack here on Chicago's Oak Street. 2 attack cars, 4 shooters, and a hail of bullets. But the target wasn't a 1930s gangster. He was a new millennium rapper, FBG Duck.
Considering how publicly this murder was carried out, there was an insane amount of media attention around Duck's death. And according to his own mother, Duck had been reported dead on the news before she had even had an opportunity to identify her son's body.
The news actually announced he was dead before I can even go to the hospital.
But even more chilling than that is the fact that Duck's mother witnessed people finding out about the news on the street and clapping in joy.
Somebody actually clapped in the crowd when they pronounced my son being deceased. I hit the floor. I couldn't believe it.
Adding even further insult to Duck's family in this horrible time, the mayor of Chicago came out with a statement saying that Duck fancied himself as a rapper, but was really just a gangster. Clearly not aware of the work that Duck was doing to improve his life, or the pledge that he'd made his mother after his brother's death to focus on the music rather than the streets. Now, people made a lot of the fact that this happened in such an upscale and upmarket part of Chicago, far from the rundown hoods where this beef supposedly originated from. One article spoke of Duck bringing a street fight between the have-nots into turf controlled by the haves, suggesting that these drill rappers are so-called have-nots that usually just kill each other on the south side of the city where nobody cares. Going on to say that these killings are being done for clout, and comparing all of the white people standing on the street watching Duck die to the movie Hotel Rwanda, and going on to say that because of the socio-economic implications of Duck dying in this way, in this location, meant that there would be no way that his killers would evade justice. This is something that Duck's own mother once again echoed in a Vlad TV interview.
They want justice for my son just as well as anybody else because they feel they're not safe. If this can happen down here...
Duck's mother also vowed to get justice for her son.
I want them prosecuted. If they dead, they're not gonna do nothing.
But for over a year, there was no justice, as Duck's killers evaded all consequences for what they had done. But even more shocking than that, they weren't quiet about it either, running free in the streets and on social media, soaking up...
Well, y'all ass was supposed to go to Kansas, you hear me? Y'all was supposed to get found in Alaska somewhere, or from grade, Antarctica, Greenland. You hear me? Middle of Canada. It's 2 people. You got 2 neighbors, and that's it. 50 miles type. You supposed to be over there somewhere. You hear me? Living a whole brand new life. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be making money in this time. In about 3 to 6 months, you was supposed to be gone. Y'all on Instagram popping it. Talking about smoking Duck. With Duck on your shoes. Duck, but Duck. We on the block, gang, gang. I got the bodies. Y'all that's slow, gang. That's why, of course it's for clout. Cause y'all telling on y'all self. If the shit wasn't for clout, if you was really a street, that's why I say, if you was really a street nigga, you wouldn't care nothing about no clout. You would be clapping niggas and going home, you hear me? Just going to sleep like it's none. You wouldn't care nothing about no clout. You wouldn't care nothing about saying none. It should be all
every
lame
single
though.
drip
Like,
of
when
clout
you
that
put it
they
all
could,
together, gang,
just for being
I'm
involved
great.
in this horrific crime. It's no coincidence that following the murder of FBG Duck, that the cops had several cars watching over O Block. They were apparently there to stop retaliation attacks, with warnings being issued in the local community that young people should stay off the streets because bullets are about to fly. The cops knew where the bullets that had killed Duck had been sent from, and it was a safe bet that some may be sent back in that direction soon after. But the thing is, building the actual case to catch the people that killed Duck would take some time. But fortunately, those who were involved in the crime would begin dropping crumbs and clues from the very moment that they got back from the hit. The very day that FBG Duck is killed, C Murder from O Block posts a picture of himself to Instagram doing the GD killer hand sign with the caption "Anyway GDK," a reference to a King Von lyric. Meanwhile, on the other side of the spectrum, soon after Duck's killing, Lil Durk went live on Instagram whilst getting off of a private jet. He didn't really say anything, but the comments are crammed with people mentioning that FBG Duck was just murdered. Of course, Durk was conveniently out of Chicago whilst this happened, something he had made publicly clear on Twitter only hours before the hit took place.
And it's not to implicate nothing, shorty, on God. I ain't gonna say to play on police games, but it's crazy how shit be looking, gang. You know? But at the end of the day, this is just a movie.
Reese also sliding in on the alibi too. Now, a lot of people speculated that Lil Durk going live so soon after Duck's murder was a calculated move to show the world and the authorities that he was indeed far away from the crime when it happened, the perfect alibi. But on the flip side, Durk would also go on to tweet "Rest in peace Newski," his cousin, only an hour and a half after Duck was killed. So clearly, Duck's passing meant something to him. And the day after Duck's death, King Von would release his song with Lil Durk, "All These N-Words." That track doesn't have any specific lyrics.
I didn't know he dropped that the day after he died. These niggas is diabolical.
And a half after Duck was killed. So clearly, Duck's passing meant something to him. And the day after Duck's death, King Von would release his song with Lil Durk, "All These N-Words." That track doesn't have any specific lyrics pertaining to Duck's death, but the timing can't be ignored, and of course it's filled with King
the shit he was talking about, and a video, he got a Wraith on the block.
Von rapping about having bodies from way back. The fact that they went ahead and still released this in spite of what was going on just goes to show you there were really no plans for O Block or their affiliates to keep quiet after this event had played out. And the same day that that song drops, Memo600 is seen smoking a blunt on IG Live whilst all the comments ask if it's Duck that he is smoking. And he confirms this by showing off a custom Duck Cali pack. No. But he wasn't the only one showing disrespect. 600 Breezy dropped a snippet of an FBG Duck diss song, pondering publicly whether he should still release it even though Duck is dead. But it was exactly 10 days after Duck's murder, on August the 14th, 2020, when King Von is seen in Atlanta at the Icebox Jewelers, picking up a number of diamond-encrusted custom...
No, that was 10 days later?
Exactly 10 days after...
10 days later, and he in Icebox getting O Block chains?
After Duck's murder, on August the 14th, 2020, when King Von is seen in Atlanta at the Icebox Jewelers, picking up a number of diamond-encrusted custom O-Block chains for his goons, even posting a handy list of names who would receive these chains next to it. Now, I don't know what was engraved on every single one of these personalized chains, but taking a closer look at the backside of Von's personal extra-large O-Block chain, we can see what this is really about, because it's engraved with the names of 9 fallen O-Block associates, along with a crosshair, the number 64, the old name for O-Block, Wick City, and the tagline, O-Block for life. Von himself had this extra large O-Block chain, whilst the smaller ones were distributed to other members. This includes several people who are now in custody for the murder of FBG Duck. People like C Murder and Mula, who was seen flexing his new chain extensively on IG.
He was in his glow! He like, yeah!
And we saw the likes of DQ being gifted his chain personally by King Von. Now, for the record, Von had been planning to give his hitters chains for several...
This shit like GTA for real, gang. What's going on, twin?
...months before the murder of FBG Duck, even being seen on social media consulting with his crew about the chains all the way back in May 2020.
You hear me, young?
Yeah.
White gold, yellow gold, or rose gold?
I say white.
Yeah. White gold.
White.
You know how that shit bomb is white.
And even custom designing them at Icebox before Duck's passing. But it is slightly curious that we didn't start seeing the chains getting shown off until 10 days after Duck's murder, when a full video about them was released on Icebox's YouTube channel, where we see King Von basically explaining that specific chains are to be customized for specific getbacks, with the vengeance of Shoroid apparently corresponding to a Shoroid squad chain.
One just put this 1992 to 2012.
Okay, who's that one for?
Shoroid squad.
Just, I want to know the name.
Yeah, I know. C Murder.
And then you just, how do you spell this?
C-H-E-N-O. Oh, right here.
So right here, Ivan, we're just adding C-H-E-N-O. Who all got rose gold?
I think Smooth won't rose gold.
Who all got rose gold?
I think Smooth won't rose gold.
So with his team fully iced out, his biggest rival out the way, and arguably the biggest get back of his career under his belt, it would really make sense for Von to get as far away as possible from the streets and focus on his music career. And the day after taking delivery of those O-Block chains, Von would be back on Instagram teasing new music. But funnily enough, the fans seemed more interested in the get-backs than the songs, with the comments going crazy mentioning the death of Duck. And Von would eventually even have to tell people to stop talking about it, as the comments got so clogged with people mentioning Duck.
Man, next motherfucker put anything about some big cloud of FB, anything on this bitch. I'm striking niggas out like baseball, come on.
But Von wouldn't avoid the topic for long. As the days go by, him and his team would lean into social media, getting more and more used to the fans constantly bringing up the killing of Duck. A couple days later, Von was on IG Live with DQ in a store, unable to help himself but mock the ops just a little bit, telling his IG Lives that there ain't no more FBG.
All that dissing or saying something, or even acting like y'all with some shit that y'all know for sure ain't with, I'ma smash that on y'all. I ain't gonna play like that. See, and we know y'all ain't gangsta, y'all on the internet. We know y'all ain't gangsta, y'all ain't trying to do that. Ain't no more FB. Ain't that right, Big DQ? Ain't that right?
Y'all already know that, Kodak.
Yeah, good up, about.
Ain't that right, Big DQ?
A couple of days after that, Von is on O-Block, with Gleesh telling the ops to pull up.
Tell her what we doing today, Gleesh. We on the block.
Get it on, we on the block, look. Pull up, y'all know when he come out, it's a fucking move. We pull up in the lot. On BD, just pull up in the lot.
2 days later, August the 22nd, an O-Block Woney goes live saying that he's smoking on Duck and telling his viewers that you can get hit anywhere, any place, and that they're still dangerous.
I smoked the wood to the duck. Smoke the wood to the duck, you know? Shit can happen to you. You could die. Whatever can happen, like, you know, anywhere, you know, like, it could just happen, like, you know? We dangerous, like, we pull up on you and shit, like, you know, like your taco. I'm on house arrest. But this shit can happen, like, it can happen, like, whenever, wherever. She thinks somewhere in traffic.
The day after that, Kenny Mac posts up on Instagram a picture with C Murder saying that they're killers, and a few days later on August the 28th, C-Thang would go live to an audience of around 10 people, quickly getting spooked by the fact that the only people that showed up were fans saying that he killed Duck. But one of the most famous incidents of self-snitching in this story would surface on August the 31st, 2020, when an interview is released with Boss Top from O-Block speaking on camera. This interview is him surrounded by members on the block, speaking about what things were like before the fame and discussing his relationships with King Von and Lil Durk. Thing is, if you're going to take a vlogger into a gang stronghold, you might want to be a bit more careful about what you say and where you say it, because this interview with Boss Top contained a number of very incriminating details. First thing they do is walk onto the block telling the camera that their homies are smoking brick and Duck.
We got Mona rolling up brick over there. Yeah. Mona rolling up brick over there. Mona putting the Duck out like that. Oh, we got a lot of people in there.
Hell, if you look at the comments on this video, you will see that there is a bunch of people pointing out the fact that there is a car the same model as the one that was used in the murder of FBG Duck parked right next to them. Sure, it could be a coincidence, but it does make you wonder why only less than a month after a gangland murder in the middle of a busy street that these guys are inviting vloggers to their block to record them. And so it was in this very interview that Boss Top from O-Block would post up in front of the camera telling the vlogger that he is willing to answer anything. Anything, you say?
The next question was going to ask me. I'm asking any question. Any question? Any question? I'm answering that shit.
Well, naturally, he is eventually asked about FBG Duck, and his answer is really something. Boss Top immediately says that Duck shouldn't have dissed their dead homie T-Roy, before catching himself and then shutting up.
FBG Duck, you know, any thoughts on him? Like, did you know him?
Who, Duck?
Did you know him before, like everything?
Like that. I don't know. On game. All I know, don't say that shit about Troy, or rest in peace, Duck.
But if that wasn't enough, a flustered Boss Top then redirects the camera's attention to the hitters standing behind them, one of whom does a nose-wiping motion.
Okay, so you got anything about FBG Duck? You know what I'm saying? You know, don't say shit about Troy. That's it. Don't say shit about Troy. Get that guy over there. Whatever, you know me. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know I know that. Stop playing. Stop playing.
God, if I was sitting right there, I would have got my ass up and walked away. Crazy as hell, boy.
Boss Top will then go on to call his O-Block chain a trophy.
This shit ain't no motherfucking chain. This like, it's like a trophy to this our brother, you know? This shit more than the chain. This shit way more than the chain. This shit our lifestyle.
Now, this most incriminating section of the interview was removed from that video around a year before the arrests took place. But that particular clip was captured and still circulates to this day. And even though that part's edited out, all of the original comments remain, with many long before the arrests, pointing out that Boss Top indeed did point directly at one of Duck's shooters. But it would be unfair for Boss Top to take the blame for all of the self-snitching, because as the days go by, O-Block members continue to appear on camera and on social media, leaking incriminating info that appeared to tie them to the crime. On September the 2nd, Big Woney goes live on Instagram once again, this time arguing with one of FBG Duck's friends, FBG Measle, with Woney bragging that they can't diss O-Block because O-Block kill their ops.
Why diss niggas that's killing y'all? Nah, my homies stood over your homies. It's different.
Folks that get stood over.
Who?
Goofy. Niggas red. You keep mentioning, motherfucker, keep mentioning Duck name, brick name.
Fuck Duck, what the fuck? Right. I'm finna grab the Duck joints. I don't want to have that come out.
The day after that, C-Thang and Big Woney are seen on IG Live again, this time showing themselves on FaceTime.
At the end of the day, bro, this bunch of grown ass niggas, a lot of these niggas got kids and they on Instagram Live yelling back and forth on the camera. You know?
With fellow accused murderer and drill musician from Jacksonville, Queso.
Hey, man. Hey, for who you smoking on, man? I'm on live right now, man. Who you smoking on, man? Who you smoking on from the rack, man? What'd you say? What'd you say? They can't hear you, folk.
Duck.
Duck. You smoking that duck. Quack, quack. Duck, quack, quack. You say you smoking that duck, my boy Queso smoking that duck, baby.
Yeah, so that was Queso from Jacksonville saying that he's smoking on Duck too. It's really crazy to see how Woney and C-Thang just could not resist the clout that was on offer in that moment. They were on a phone call with another killer and they just couldn't help but brag about the killings that they had done themselves. They truly wanted the whole world, state to state, to know that they killed Duck. Only a few days after that, King Von is seen on IG Live doing a goddamn impression of FBG Duck.
You finna say, it's a real nigga party, you cannot get in. Busting out the zins, rolling up the meats. I can shake your hand. No, I'm not your friend.
Let me hear that boy like
Oh no.
Let me go.
These niggas are diabolical, bro.
The gangster party in this belly and this bitch made it out the trenches. But once keep on
whatever he was saying. Said what he said.
Did your push-up this morning?
No.
But it wasn't just the O-Blockians going live, because on September the 10th, FBG
in the comments, look at the niggas in the comments. Goofy ass dead man, rich people. Not from 63rd. Who is you, bro? You don't even come on, man.
Measle goes live himself. Of course, the comments are immediately crammed with people dissing Duck, and Measle begins to respond by dissing deceased O-Block members like HK and T-Roy.
Fuck heck, bitch. Troy, suck my dick, Troy.
At a certain point, Measle throws on FBG Duck's mad disrespectful anthem Dead Bitches and continues to diss his ops.
Big cloud went nowhere, nigga. Fuck the O, fuck T-Roy, fuck Baldy, fuck all shit, nigga. I'm Measle. We stay smoking Troy little ass. On phone him his little ass. Got smoked that big ass shirt off.
But here's where things get a little strange. Because at a certain point, an account that appears to belong to Zell Muna, an alleged relative of HK and T-Roy, begins commenting on this live asking where Measle is. But here's the thing. It was unclear whether or not this was really Zell Muna from O-Block, because his official Instagram page had an underscore rather than a full stop. In fact, even the real Zell with the underscore under his name chimed in to try and let everybody know that there was a fake account account impersonating him commenting on this page. And it does make you wonder, who was the fake Zell with the full stop in their name? Was it really just Zell on a burner account trolling? Could it be one of the ops trying to draw Zell out? Or could it be the feds trying to seed information that they already knew? Well, perhaps we'll never know, but what happened next is crazy, because this fake Zell account with a full stop in the name posts a flurry of comments on Measles Live, seemingly taking full responsibility for the murder of Duck. One comment says, "Fuck Duck, we won." Measles, seemingly unaware that this is a potentially fake account commenting, begins to say that he's gonna beat Zell's ass.
Hey Zell, shorty, I will beat your ass on my daddy, you a bitch.
But from here, the fake Zell with a full stop in his name releases a barrage of comments, saying, "Ask Duck about us," followed by duck emojis. He says, "Ask Duck about that FN," which is a manufacturer of guns. He says Duck couldn't take that FN. He then says, "Ask your homie about them blue tips," which is referring to a type of bullet that the FN guns take, going on to say that the entire op block is dead. And at a certain point, people begin to comment saying that Zell is losing his mind and that he should know better than comment these things. Other accounts clock onto the fact that this is a fake Zell commenting, but at a certain point, other fake accounts begin to pop up in the comments, impersonating other O-Block members saying incriminating things. Things like "C Murder is going to kill Measles." Right. Clearly Measles doesn't get the message about all the fake ops that are in his comments, and he begins to diss Zell once again.
Hey, fuck T-Roy, you know, D them dead bitches. Hey boy, Zell Money, boy. You a bitch, boy. You a hoe, boy. You steady taking pictures in the O.
From here, a whole bunch of similar fake accounts impersonating O-Block members not even very well begin to appear, including this one with the literal name Real O-Block Member 600, an account that no longer exists on Instagram. This account would extensively diss Duck too, and beginning to ask for Measles' location, just like the fake Zell account did at the start. At this point, people begin to speculate in the comments that all these fake accounts had been made by the real Zell, who was just trying to cover his tracks. And from here, more accounts pop up asking very police-like questions, even referring to FBG Duck by his government name. From here, people begin to comment that the feds are active in the chat, and eventually the live ends, leaving me with a whole lot of questions. Now, we're probably never going to know who was really behind some of the comments on this live, but let's just imagine for a minute that none of them were the real Zell. Just imagine how scary that would be. If you were involved in a murder that everybody knew you did, and people were literally online pretending to be you, boasting about that murder in a way that's so convincing your ops can't really tell the difference. I mean, that must have been truly terrifying for Zell. A few days after this, BJ, DQ, and Zell go live on O-Block, and one of the top comments on this says that these guys are dropping new clues about this murder on a daily basis. But it was on.
So I'm just saying, if y'all see, I know y'all see these comments, bro. I know y'all see these videos. I know y'all ain't slow. You hear me? So my question is, why continue? Why would you do that? That's dumb.
September the 16th, 2020, that things got really silly, as King Von himself begins to tweet publicly suggesting that him and FBG Duck had a song together, telling his followers on Twitter that they had settled their differences before he passed, which was a little bit hard to believe considering their history. Also, around the same time, Von had been spotted commenting on IG, calling famous Dex a homophobic slur in response to Dex saying that he was emotional about Duck's passing. Frankly, I didn't believe a word of Von's tweets, and I don't think you should either. But it really just seemed like Von was having a good time without a care in the world, assuming that he or his team would never be implicated in the murder of Duck. In fact, during this period, Von and his team were having a great time, with Von flying out several O-Block members to Atlanta to hang out with him and enjoy his success. Whilst in Atlanta, Mula and C Murder were seen filming a music video with Von, ironically in a fake jailhouse setup.
How you looking, boy? Oh, yeah. They talking about murder whole ass. The big low on here, he say your whole ass.
What? He want y'all to hoop real quick.
See, Murder got boys. Come on, Muwap, man. No. Go on here, Muwap.
BJ is also seen hanging out with Von and other.
Hey, did the feds ever say that they would have locked Von up if he was alive?
Members in Atlanta, and in one spectacular display of self-snitching, Von goes live whilst getting off of a plane with Muwap, where he openly tells a fan that Muwap has loads of bodies.
This Muwap, he crazy. He got all type of bodies. No, just player. Oh, no. Come on, Muwap. My mama, come on. My bodyguard. Come on, bodyguard.
Meanwhile, back on O-Block, after that Boss Top interview where he quite literally pointed at C-Thang after saying that Duck was murdered for dissing T-Roy, C-Thang would continue to go live on IG. And of course, everybody is in his comments saying that Boss Top spilled the beans about O-Block killing Duck and letting him know personally that the feds do know that C-Thang was involved. In fact, at one point when responding to a fan who asked who was on the block, C-Thang slips up and nearly says all of the killers, quickly correcting himself and saying members.
Shit, the whole fucking block. all the members.
He would go on to deny ever knowing Duck.
What you think about Duck? I don't know. I ain't knowing.
And later, he would say that he has a song coming that is no cap, meaning that the song contains no lies and everything that he says on it is true.
Ain't no cap in that shit neither, boy.
Now, despite not getting arrested, these guys would be fools to think that the feds weren't at least paying some attention. And so, on October the 7th, 2020, the FBI are seen patrolling through O Block, with C-Murder himself deciding to film them.
Oh my mama, bro. Oh my mama, they on the block, Scud. They on the motherfucking block, Scud. What?
Those are the beds, bro. Is you crazy? Boy, nigga, have y'all not seen Power? When you see that on your block, bro, that's the DEA, bro. Hell no, bro. And they pulled up, parked, and they like, yep, we finna hop out, get it done real quick. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing, trust me. We the feds. Tight.
What the fuck? Is they coming to my car? Don't come to my car! Oh yeah, that's DEA, FBI, on Dave. And here come
DEA,
motherfucking
FBI.
Parkway security telling on everybody.
In fact, C-Murder actually recorded the FBI walking through O Block whilst yelling, "Fuck Brick."
Fuck Brick. I got you.
Hold that motherfucker up.
Whatever say.
Hold that
Fuck they
motherfucker
on.
Well, let us see that thing, boy.
So it's clear that the feds are at least surveilling O Block, but no arrests have been made.
Y'all was supposed to. So y'all slow. That's what that is, folks. On the guys, y'all just don't. Y'all can't be real street niggas to know. Okay, the feds are in the block right now. I know I just popped somebody famous. I know people in the comments already putting two and two together. I know we've been talking about Duck and all this, that, third, flip, flap, third. Yeah, let me take my ass on somewhere. Y'all stayed in the block. Y'all stayed right there. I don't understand
At this
that
point.
shit.
But funnily enough, King Von seems to have his own surveillance crew in O Block. A camera crew following him around and making documentaries about him and his crew as his career continues to rise.
I go back to Parkway. You know, I see all my old, friends, all the guys out there. All the guys' mamas and shit. Go see everybody like.
And away from the cameras in the music, King Von would continue to diss FBG Duck at every single opportunity. His October release, Welcome to O Block, contained numerous disses aimed at Duck, and while on a press run for this new release, Von would even check in with DJ Academics for an on-the-phone interview. And it was in this interview where DJ Academics presses King Von about his earlier tweets, suggesting that Von was lying when he said that him and Duck had squashed their beef, with Von denying that he died, suggesting that somebody had deleted the DMs between them.
You know you and Duck didn't make up. His mom came out. They said you and Duck.
Gang, how you gonna tell? See that this ain't right. Gang, how y'all gonna say that?
His mom said that would never happen.
His mama was not there. I ain't never met his mama. I don't know his mama. You see what I'm saying? I've talked to him. You see what I'm saying? And then they deleted all our DMs, so I can't show them the.
Now, from here, a flustered Von tries to sidestep his past beef with Duck, saying that they just went to school together.
It ain't. They just make it look real crazy to y'all. These just really people we all went to school with.
Nah, that shit do look crazy to me. I kid you not. That's
how they make it. But then,
like, yo,
you gotta understand, like you said, they right there down the street. We went to school. It ain't that serious, And then, it's just that we ain't cool no more. It was, but it ain't that serious. Like, it's to the point where let's talk about it. It ain't, fuck that shit. And both of us rapping, we can figure some shit out. We need to stop the shit, all the violence, all the shit. That shit. We got a voice, you see what I'm saying? Like, we tell Chicago far back, tell Chicago far back.
And eventually, Academics asks Von how he felt when he found out about Duck's death. And at this point, I kid you not, King Von begins to slowly eat cereal out of the box, telling Academics that he was hurt by Duck's death in an incredibly unconvincing manner.
Were you saddened by the news that he was murdered then?
Man, that shit hurt. I ain't even go to sleep at night. I can't believe that shit.
At this point, King Von couldn't even continue keeping a straight face. So he tells Academics to hold on and points the camera away from his face, when for a moment, we hear what sounds like King Von and his homie BJ just straight up sniggering and laughing. And even when Von gets his composure and comes back on camera, he slips up because for a very brief moment, we see BJ in the back of the car laughing uncontrollably.
Can't believe that shit. Hold on, man.
No, bro. This nigga is a troll.
Oh, let's talk about some other shit though.
Let's talk about some other shit though.
Always
They analyzing all this shit. Like,
Not a
this
great
is
look,
crazy.
guys. Not a great look.
This
But in the
crazy.
end, none of that
I
would
ain't
really
gonna lie,
matter
this
because
crazy,
no one
so.
could have expected what would happen next. As King Von, the chosen one, the head honcho of his crew of fearless hitters, would end up being let down by his crew and himself, losing his life in the streets, but in a whole different state. Weirdly, for reasons completely unrelated to this long, bloody war.